Well, today we're going to start out the show with off yourself empathy. So everyone's just coming off the high of watching Donald Trump just masterfully outsmart the Dems. Checkmate, man, checkmate, baby. When he asked them if you all agree, we all stand if you support Americans over illegals. So, and of course, none of them stood up, right? So everybody's like, "Oh my God, they didn't stand up." The left libtards didn't stand up when the victims were there, family members who were murdered. There was a little girl there that has been damaged forever, has changed her life. Learning everything, learning how to walk, all kinds of stuff from an illegal that shouldn't have been here. But the empathy, the off yourself empathy, which y'all can see up at the top. So we're gonna talk about Gad Saad and what his off yourself empathy is. But there's a little story here to also put things in context, and also I think this context could be also put to. Maybe it's pretend empathy that the left, let's say the left in power, they don't care about the illegals. All they care about is staying in power. But who are the sheep that are following them? The sheep that are following them and buying into their talking points. People like Preddy, people like Good, who lost their lives over some stupid retarded ideology that got them killed. And then you have all these other people, and then you have young people who really aren't doing their research, who are really going to go out and protest against law enforcement getting illegal criminals out. It's like they don't understand what they're doing. Those are the people who have this crazy ideology and also this off yourself empathy, which I find is very fascinating. So this person posts, this is Don Keith, posts on X. I think this is what Gad Saad means by off yourself empathy. In 1996, Travis Lewis broke into the Snowden family home in Arkansas during a burglary and murdered 75-year-old Sally Snowden McKay and her cousin, and was convicted, and he was in prison. Years later, Sally's daughter, Martha McKay, chose radical forgiveness. Now, look, we're gonna move. We're gonna know why it's good. He coined it that way, radical forgiveness. I mean, you can forgive somebody, and you should if you're a Christian. You're supposed to forgive, even if it's the most heinous thing. But this is where the radicalness comes in. She visited Lewis in prison, advocated for his parole. She advocated for his parole, okay, and after his 2018 release, hired him to work at the same historic house she had converted into a bed and breakfast. In March 2020, after being confronted over suspected theft, if I can even read today, guys, I'm just getting started too. My goodness. Lawrence attacked and killed Martha inside that very home. He fled, but drowned while trying to escape police. Here you have a woman forgave the man who killed her mother and even visited him in prison. After his release, she offered him a job at the same house where her mother was murdered. And he later killed her, too. Off yourself empathy. Off yourself empathy. It's just astounding. It's astounding. It's just unbelievable. So this was verified in 2020, Arkansas, and this happened in Arkansas tragedy. Travis Lewis paroled after murdering Martha McKay's mother in 1996. Good Lord. Killed McKay herself after she forgave him, visited him in prison, and hired him at the family B&B. Unbelievable. Well, Sad is off your self-empathy concept that this post critiques excessive compassion as a self-destructive, sparking a lot of replies, questions of radical forgiveness, and tie it to a societal risk. Now, Sad is an evolutionary behavioral scientist, professor and author known for bleeding psychological and with real world applications like consumer behavioral and cultural critique beyond the concept of off yourself empathy, which critiques excessive compassion leading to self-harm. Here are some, we're going to talk about some other things and books that Sad. Now, y'all need to check out Sad on YouTube. I mean, not on YouTube, but maybe you can find him on YouTube. He's on X a lot. He posts a lot, and he is funny. And I believe he's Jewish. I think he's Jewish. I'm not sure. What is he? He's an older gentleman, but he is funny. And he's intelligent, and yeah, most intelligent people do have a good sense of humor. Ideas and pathogens. Pathogens. Sad describes idea pathogens as infectious, harmful ideologies that hijack rational thinking. Much like biological parasites, alter a host's behavior. I mean, what a cool name, idea pathogens. Ideologies that hijack rational thinking. Much like biological parasites after its host. Is this reminding you of the crazy people, of the woke crowd, the furries? Oh man, the insanity that ensues. These include postmodernism, social constructivism, radical feminism, and cultural relativism, which he argues originates in academic and spread to undermine common sense, free speech, and evidence-based reasoning. In his view, these ideas drive society towards irrationality, such as rejecting biological realities or prioritizing emotion over facts, and his purposes a mind vaccine, a critical thinking to combat them. This is most excellent, because guys, you need to get back to critical thinking. Critical thinking. We got ostrich parasitic syndrome. This term refers to a form of disorder thinking where individuals bury their heads in the sand, rejecting obvious truths and realities to avoid discomfort. Sad uses it to explain why people might ignore evidence in favor of confronting by false narratives, often in the context of political and social issues. And I read this and I thought this is just so relevant to what we see in the young people, even in the high schools, and what we're seeing in the colleges, that these radical thoughts and ideas, that there's no more critical thinking, and we need to get back to critical thinking because, wow, it's just been insane, the insanity that goes on. Let me see, happy mouse, evolutionary influences on consumers' behavior. Sad pioneered applying evolutionary psychology to marketing, arguing that human instinct shaped by nature selective drive modern consumption patterns. For instance, hormones like testosterone influence risk-taking in decisions such as gambling or buying luxury items to single statutes. Menstrual cycles affect women's preferences for food, appearance, products, or even mate selection cues in purchase. Gender differences appear in a gift giving with evolutionary roots in signaling commitment or resources. He explores these in his books like Consuming Instinct in 2011, showing how juicy burgers, Ferraris, pornography, and gift giving reveal deep-seated human nature. That's so interesting. Defense of free speech and rational inquiry. Sad emphasizes that free speech acts as a natural selection mechanism for ideas, allowing the best ones to survive through debate. Let me see. Maybe I could read it, see it better on this screen and then the other screen. Natural selection mechanism for ideas, allowing the best ones to survive through debate, while rational inquiry uncovers universal truths via science and logic. He warns against dangerous ideas like prioritizing emotion over reason and viewing victimhood as a virtue, which he sees as eroding of Western progress. I agree, because everybody's a victim. Everybody's a victim. Virtue signaling. This ties into his opposition to political correctness, wokeness, and policies like Canada's Bill C-16, which he testifies against for potentially stifling expression. Secrets and Happiness, in his 2023 book, The Sad Truth About Happiness, Sad outlines 8 evidence-based principles for well-being rooted in evolutionary psychology. These include fostering meaningful relationships, pursuing purpose, maintaining physical health, and embracing gratitude, framed as practical antidotes to modern melees rather than self-help fluff. I agree. That is absolutely great. Sad often discusses these thoughts in his podcast, The Sad Truth, and he is on YouTube, where he critiques cultural trends and promotes reasoning. He works consistently advocates for intellectual freedom and evolutionary insights to navigate human behavior. I do encourage you to check him out. I mean, he's amazing. He's intelligent. He's smart. He's witty. He's funny. Yes, you won't be disappointed. Here's a post from Gadsad on X, and he said yesterday, Greg Gutfeld said that he could not exactly pinpoint why he despised Ilhar Omar so much. I understand he's being perplexed because Westerners do not comprehend her ununiquely venomous ways. But I come from the Middle East. I grew up in that world. So I didn't know if I knew he was from the Middle East, but I wasn't sure what exactly the nationality he was. I just assumed he was Jewish. He says, I grew up in the Middle East. I grew up in that world. They are very specific Arab words that speak to her distinct constellation of exhibiting traits. Acceptable. Man, that means really bad. Really bad traits. I confirmed this yesterday with Dan Bonamari, who is also a native Arab speaker. He immediately understood and agreed with those terms. So this is what he posted. Gad said it also posted on, he posted this yesterday, and he's talking about Imar. She is a vile pig, void of any of the qualities that elevate the human spirit. Westerners might not yet get it. Westerners might not yet get you, Ilmar. But I see you. We have Arabic words to describe your wickedness. Okay. This is Gad said. All right. And he posted this 2 days ago. He says both Robert De Niro and I could not stop crying because we're so scared of Orange Himmler. They're crying because we're both so afraid of Donald Trump. This is why I'm telling you, he's funny. And he's very intelligent. He was on Piers Morgan. At the end of Piers Morgan's episode, I think it was like a 20-minute interview Piers Morgan had with Gad. And oh my God, this guy is a teacher, a professor. And usually when professors are doing things, they give analogies, right? They give really good analogies. So he's having this back and forth with Piers Morgan. And the look on Gad's face, because Paris Morgan wouldn't get it or kept dodging. And Gad was like this. And then he'd look up. He goes, well, let me do it a different way. I mean, Gad kept us cool the whole time. Gave him like three or four different analogies about Islam, right? The discussion, the topic was on Islam and that, what's happening in the UK, what's happening in America, what's happening in other parts of the world where, they take over. And he's trying to explain to him. Gad's trying to explain to Paris Morgan in so many different analogies that this is the path they take. This is what they do. And he gave these different analogies. It was great. Maybe I can find it and I'll put it if I can remember, I'll put it in the description. But this is him the other day to Robert De Niro. Oh, we gotta get
to show you I'm going to show you a clip of Nicole Wallace with Robert De Niro. Very moving. Like it killed me. And then coincidentally, my wife caught me earlier also having a real meltdown. So I just want to be vulnerable here and share this. Take care.
Always about lifting up everybody around you.
Yeah,
everybody.
of course.
Why is that?
You have to lift people up.
Why?
You have to bring them together. Period. You can't divide people. You can't win that way.
What the hell?
It's a no-win situation. And look what we have. Look who we have there. It's almost like a destiny to have this thing there, attempting to destroy this country, and maybe not even understanding why. So it's up to us to protect the country.
Oh my God.
That we love.
Yes.
You weren't supposed to make me cry. Thank you so much. Thank you for this. We talked about how this is the moment. This is the moment that it goes one way or the other.
That's right.
You think it's going the other way?
I don't know. All I know is people have to resist. There's no easy way. It's not going to come to you easy. There's a time when in your own life, in your own survival, you better do this. You better jump and run through the fire. Because if you don't run through the fire, you're not getting out. And that's what we have to do.
I'm glad I get to run next to you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh no. Hi, sweetie. What's wrong?
Trump.
What about Trump? Why are you crying so much?
He's ruining the country.
Oh, come on, love. It's gonna be okay.
It's just he's killing trans people.
Tell me about
Killing
it.
trans people.
He's gonna deport us back to Lebanon.
Oh, come on, sweetie. Don't cry.
I'm so afraid.
Why? But really, why?
Wait. I didn't have it up loud
Oh
enough
no.
for you.
Hi, sweetie. What's wrong?
Listen.
Trump.
Well, what about Trump? Why are you crying so much?
He's ruining the country. Trump.
Oh, come on, love. It's gonna be okay.
It's just he's killing trans people.
Tell me about it.
He's gonna deport us back to Lebanon.
Oh, come on, sweetie. Don't cry.
I'm so afraid.
Why? But really, why?
Robert De Niro is very afraid, so am I.
But why?
I gotta go bye.
He said Trump's killing trans people and it's going to deport him back to Lebanon. That was just great. That was so good. I mean, he says Islam is a threat to Britain and the West more generally, and he's saying this is his latest discussion with Piers Morgan. It was incredible. I would suggest y'all go and look it up on Saads' YouTube page or look at Piers Morgan and go find it. It's a 20-minute video. I did watch the whole thing, and it was great. Just watching Gad do these dances trying to explain things to him like a professor would explain to a student, and then realizing you have a student in front of you that's just not going to get it. It was epic. It was epic. I really encourage you to go watch it. It was quite entertaining. Y'all remember this from yesterday's show? So we're still going to talk about off yourself empathy, and these idiots that were this was their protest for the State of the Union. They had their own. They called it State of the Swamp, and there was several different things going on, and with hardly nobody showing up. And then at the end of this, I don't know if y'all watched my yesterday's show, he was saying, yeah, we're going to have some prizes and we're going to play bingo. And I remember I started laughing and said, bingo? What, you got a room full of elderly people? Well, lo and behold, we have this guy. We have this guy. This is a Democrat. He's one of the Democrat social media leaders. His name is Joe Walsh, and man, is he unhinged. This retard light is a psycho. And you see why the left is the party of violence. So I'm going to speed this up, but guys, I don't even know if I want to listen to this again. I mean, he's just dropping the F-bomb, and he's saying that Trump's a pedo, and Trump's a fascist, and you get the point. You get the picture, right? Look at the crowd. This is where they had the dancing frogs. That woman that was up at that other video I showed, dancing frog. You had Kelly in some kind of furry outfit jumping around, and now you had Joe Walsh. So the camera panned out, and look, I was right when he said they were gonna have bingo. I was like, what? There's a bunch of elderly people in here. A bunch of elderly people. Here's just a sample because it's horrible.
We've never had this. You got to feel that in your bones. And then for the next 9-10 months, we have to speak that publicly. One final thought. He committed crimes trying to overthrow an American election. Don't you for a moment believe he's not going to fuck with and mess with the midterms.
Wow, man. He's saying Donald Trump messed with the election. The hypocrisy knows no bounds. All the fraud that's been covered, that's been uncovered. Like in Georgia, the machines with the chips switching the names. Importing millions of illegals and then letting them able to vote for them. All this is voter fraud. All this is cheating. Nope. Trump is a cheater.
Don't you for one moment think he's going to accept the results of the midterms. Don't you for one moment think he's not going to try to cancel the midterms.
Oh, are they giving us a fair warning that you guys are going to cheat?
And our duty, our job is to blow him out of the water, come out in numbers like we ain't never seen. And I want to close with this. And by the way, this is my fear. And it should scare the hell out of all of us because, damn it, he's going to try to screw with another one of our elections. Fuck him.
Oh, they're mad because Donald Trump sent out, he had a team go out, and I think they did take him to court. I know it's been a year. I might have covered it. But they were going state to state and demanding that they clean their voter rolls. And then plus Trump was saying too big to rig. But I'll tell you what, right now, guys, we're sitting on some stats like 80-20, 80%, maybe even more now after the other night's State of the Union address. That we want these illegals gone. We want our elections to be fair. We want people to have IDs. We want people to prove that they're legal. That should be a nonpartisan thing. It should be for everybody. Everybody should want that. Nope, not the left. Not the left. But he's saying Trump's going to mess with it again. Uh-oh.
Fuck him.
Look at this.
No.
Look, a bunch of elderly people. But guys, this was a 4-minute clip, and I'm only playing like a minute of it because he was just raging. I mean, raging for like 4 minutes.
I mean it. And I want everybody, as I close,
Oh no.
I want everybody, and I apologize for my language, but I want everybody to repeat after me. Can I say it first? Careful, we've got cameras. I want you to repeat after me as loud as you can. I apologize, but you know what? I don't apologize. This is an unprecedented moment. So repeat after me. Not yet. Fuck Trump. The midterms are happening. Ready? Big and loud and proud. 1, 2, 3. Fuck Trump. The midterms are happening.
Good Lord. Oh,
We got a
my
mission
God.
right now. Liar. He's a damn psychopath. He's utterly lawless. He's openly corrupt. And you know what? Damn it, he's a cruel bastard. Look. It takes, hold on a minute. I gotta be, you know me, I gotta be careful with my language.
Yeah, because he could be sued for what he's fixing to say if he said it a different way.
He's most likely a pedophile. Look, this moment calls upon all of us to be courageous. We ain't never been here. We've never had this. You got to feel that in your...
Yeah, we never been here. We never had this. We've never experienced being overrun with millions upon millions of third world low IQ invaders coming in here and replacing us that were scrambling for resources. For Pete's sake, this guy is a lunatic, and Trump was right. They are crazy. You know, I had to go to the comments. It says, looks like Joe earned his place among the sky screamers. Remember this one when Trump won the first time because Hillary lost? This is hilarious. Yeah, he needs to be added to this for sure. Somebody made this. It says, we are the swamp, and he's crying like De Niro. That was epic. All right, check it out. This is an excellent take on an analysis of Trump's State of the Union address. This is epic.
Last night, Trump outsmarted all of his political opponents with this single move.
One of the great things about the State of the Union is how it gives Americans the chance to see clearly what their representatives really believe.
I love that the camera is on this guy because this summarizes the entire dynamic. You see him perk up like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, no. Is this really about to happen? Yes, it is. He's embracing the concept of show, don't tell. At the last State of the Union, they realized this worked really well, so they just fine-tuned it, amped it up. He begins by setting the stage.
Because we finally have a president who puts America first. Put America first.
He then introduces a policy change that Congress is not going to be able to engage in insider trading anymore. This forces them to concede.
They stood up for that. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Did Nancy Pelosi stand up if she was here? Doubt it.
Trump then doubles down on show, don't tell by using example after example after example.
Delilah Colton was only 5 years old in June. Elizabeth Medina was supposed to perform in her town's Christmas parade.
His opponents will claim these are just anecdotes. Yes, but they're anecdotes that could have been prevented.
Yes.
And there's no denying that. These things happened. Their family is there in the room. He already knows they're not going to stand, but he then begins to bait them in just to ensure the outcome.
And it is the American people who pay the price in higher medical bills, car insurance rates, rent, taxes, and perhaps most importantly, crime. We will take care of this problem. We're going to take care of this problem. We are not playing games.
Now the stage is set. He moves in for the kill. I've never seen anything like this in a State of the Union.
One of the great things about the State of the Union is how it gives Americans the chance to see clearly what their representatives really believe. So tonight I'm inviting every legislator to join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle.
He's so nervous. He's literally biting his fingernails.
If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
Would anyone deny that? Regardless of how you feel about Trump. Rather
Exactly.
than pointing out they're not standing up, he's requesting that they stand up to show support for something.
Look at his face.
Now he waits and lets it sink in.
Masterful.
It's difficult to believe that half of the government could be so stupid to allow themselves to fall into this trap. A lot of thought went into how to phrase the wording of this. It was designed to trap them, and it did. It was worded perfectly. I mean, just look how long this went on for.
I know, right?
I wish the cameras had focused on their faces more. We get a few examples here. You could just imagine the people at home.
That was great. That was great. So it was checkmate.
The stage.
It was checkmate. All right, here's the second part of that.
How they're feeling, looking at their screens. And they're just like, crap, there's no way out of this. It's almost like he's thinking, well, you kind of have to respect it. It was so well done.
Let me get a shout out to Warren Smith. He's the young man. Well, he's the young man doing this video. He has a YouTube channel. Definitely go check him out. He's amazing. He was a school teacher. He was doing videos, and he kind of got propelled into some more, he got more popular, right? You know, he got more famous. He ended up on some shows because he gave an experiment discussing stuff using critical thinking in his class, right? He was using critical thinking in his class, and they pretty much fired him for it, for having the kids think for themselves. And it was all on tape. It was all filmed. He didn't do anything wrong. He didn't put any thought in any kid's head. He's let go because he used critical thinking skills for his students. And it kind of, because he had been doing videos anyway, because I think his class was on photography and filming and stuff, and other kind of discussions and things like that in his class. So they were putting up some videos online. But after that happened, it went viral. That went viral, and then, man, he's been really good. He's been on a lot of different shows. So go show him some love. His name is Warren Smith. Go check him out on YouTube or X.
All they can do is wait for it to be over.
Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up.
Now the stage is set. Now he proposes the Save America Act.
You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens, in many cases drug lords.
And Ilhan Omar is pissed.
Murderers all over our country. They're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself. I'm asking you to approve the Save America Act.
Then he moves to voter ID, and this is the final nail in the coffin.
All voters must show proof of citizenship in order to vote.
The first principles have been laid out, and now it becomes even more clear when he introduces the concept of voter ID, and that they won't allow voter ID to occur.
And no more crooked mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military, or travel.
Crooked.
None.
That's why he timed this perfectly. He brought this one in right when the eyeballs are on this the most.
It's almost like it was checkmate.
And even the new communist mayor of New York City, I think he's a nice guy, actually.
He points out the hypocrisy. Well, Mondami, in New York to shovel snow, you need voter ID. That was his requirement, therefore, logically, he knows it's necessary.
Wants him to shovel snow, but if you apply for that job, you need to show 2 original forms of ID and a social security card.
But not when it comes to voting. And there's no counter to this. And that is checkmate.
Yet they don't want identification for the greatest privilege of them all, voting in America.
Yeah.
That's no good.
And when you see something like this, it does cause you to question the validity and fairness of the process itself. This is pretty damning evidence. He set the stage, he created the perfect spectacle, and then hammers it home.
And Congress should unite and enact this common sense, country-saving legislation right now, and it should be before anything else happens.
If you disagree, fine, let me know. Where am I wrong about this?
And the reason they don't want to do it Why would anybody not want voter ID? One reason, because they want to cheat. There's only one reason.
Trying to look at this objectively through the lens of optics, this is going to have an impact.
They make up all excuses. They say it's racist. They come up with things. You almost say, what imagination they have. They want to cheat. They have cheated. And their policy is so bad that the only way they can get elected is to cheat.
Overall, it was a very good speech. This is the part that was most important.
That was excellent. Excellent. Warren Smith does a great job of breaking down, like he'll break down debates, like he'll talk about what's his name, Andrew Wilson, how masterful Andrew Wilson is in debates and how he frames things in attacks. So I watch a lot of Warren Smith's videos on YouTube, but they're very interesting, and he's great at analysis and breaking things down. Go show him some love. Now we're going to take a funny break, but there's a lot of evidence to support this. But we're under attack. We're under attack from the woke, guys. We're under attack. There's no critical thinking involved. This goes down to off yourself empathy. Letting the Muslims build all these mosques, not realizing how dangerous Islam is. It's dangerous. Gad Saad is trying to warn people. So is Dr. David Wood. But this is hilarious, by the way. This is hilarious. Here we go. It sounds like David Wood's voice.
Welcome to Fun Islamic Facts, where I share fun facts about Muhammad and the Quran whenever jihadis go on a killing spree. Jamia Tirmidhi, number 12. Aisha said, "Whoever narrated to you that the Prophet would urinate while standing, then don't believe him. He would not urinate except while squatting." Sunan an-Nasai, number 29. It was narrated that Aisha said, "Whoever tells you that the Messenger of Allah urinated standing up, do not believe him."
I hope y'all can read that. I want to have it because I want y'all to be able to see that these are stuff from the Quran and the Hadiths. Here we go. The Sunni.
For he would not urinate, except while squatting. So, Muhammad peed like a girl. And because Surah 33 verse 21 of the Quran calls Muhammad the pattern of conduct for Muslims, Muslims from the time of Muhammad down to the present day pee while squatting. As we read in the follow-up commentary on Jamia Tirmidhi number 12, Umar said, "I have not urinated while standing since I accepted Islam."
Oh my God.
So, part of submitting to Allah is peeing like a girl. Jihadis are laying down their lives for a God who makes them pee like girls. Even in Muslim sources, we read about people making fun of him for peeing like a girl.
Oh.
In Sunan Abu Dawud, number 22, for instance, 2 men see him peeing and say, "Look at him. He urinates as a woman urinates." Apparently, they didn't realize how important proper urinating habits are in Islam. According to Muhammad, not urinating properly is a one-way ticket to hell. Sunan Ibn Majah, number 347. It was narrated that Ibn Abbas said, "The Messenger of Allah passed by 2 new graves, and he said, 'They are being punished, but they are not being punished for anything major.' One of them was heedless about preventing urine from getting on his clothes, and the other used to walk about spreading malicious gossip." So the man was in hell for not squatting to pee. But it gets worse, because Muhammad declared that most of the punishment of hell is the result of urinating improperly. Sunan Ibn Majah, number 348. It was narrated that Abu Hurairah said, "The Messenger of Allah said, most of the torment of the grave is because of urine."
Oh.
To all of you Muslims who are watching, and I know you're watching, do you really believe that people go to hell for not peeing the way Muhammad peed? Do you really believe that most of the punishment of hell is for not peeing the way Muhammad peed? If you don't, and I know you don't, shouldn't it be obvious that Muhammad used threats of punishment in hell to get people to do what he wanted, and even to stop making fun of him for the way he peed? If Muhammad was the sort of man who would make up stories about people burning in hell for peeing the wrong way, just to get people to stop saying that he peed like a girl. Is this really the sort of man you can trust to tell you the truth about God and salvation?
Oh, man. Oh,
As
man.
we read,
That's good night. All right, we had to go to the comment section. So this Julie says my Muslim husband peed sitting down on the toilet, but to be honest, it suited me, as no pee on the seat or the floor. Turns out was the only good thing about him. He turned into a monster. Good night. All right, I can't have the music playing because it's annoying. It's like, whatever. But look at this. They're teaching him how to pee. What is happening? Watch, he goes, watch me. I have to lift my clothes. Oh my gosh. Somebody posted this and said, Happy Ramadan. It's retarded. Wow. Even monkeys are disturbed by the annoyance of the call to prayer. Nice. Apparently, you couldn't ring church bells in New York, but now they're going to have call to prayers in New York. It's, I guess, starting as early as 3 a.m. in the morning. Yeah. Y'all haven't buyer remorse yet? Well, finally, we're going to get the war on fraud has begun. And we got J.D. Vance isn't wasting any time in spearheading the effort into rooting out fraud in our federal government. Round one. Vance announced that the administration is going to withhold Minnesota's Medicaid funds. Nice. So we're announcing today that we have to decide to temporarily halt certain amounts of Medicaid funding that are going to the state of Minnesota in order to ensure that the state of Minnesota takes its obligation seriously to be good stewards of the American taxpayers' money. Now, what is that going to mean? Well, this means is that, first of all, the providers on the ground in Minnesota have actually already been paid. The state has paid these providers the money. What we're doing is we are stopping the federal payments that will go to the state government until the state government takes its obligation seriously to stop the fraud that's being perpetrated on the American people. Starve them of every penny we can and watch how quickly they comply with the demands. Well, I hope so. I hope so. So there you go. You saw in the State of the Union, he has put J.D. Vance in charge of the fraud. Now, we are yet to see more and more arrests because I think there's the fraud at the top. Now, Nick Shirley posted, he's saying this is why the government was withholding $260 million in Medicaid funding in Minnesota. It's for the autism centers as well. I mean, it's saying from 2017 to 2024, there was a 18,900% increase in Medicaid payments. Well, I'd have to say Trump was still in office in 2017. But what it has, now I did see some stats before that it was a slow increment and then it got huge. They got greedy during Biden administration and then the money just started pouring in and pouring in. Now, Elon Musk retweeted this, best in show. You got breaking. Look at this. Just days after Senator John Thune said that there was no time to debate and vote on the SAVE Act, it was revealed that senators held a dog parade inside the chamber, bringing their pets in for photos and celebration instead of moving forward on the election bill. Wow. This is insane. This is insane. Let me move out of the way. And what's going on? What's going on here? What's going on here with these hand signals? What is happening? What is he, some Illuminati? Devil worshiper? Tinfoil hat? Y'all know what I'm talking about. What is this sign here? What is happening? He's got that look on his face like, yeah, I am loyal. I am loyal to the mission to destroy America. To destroy America. I don't know about this guy. I think he's like Shifty Shift. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if y'all didn't hear about this. Democrat Representative Seth Moulton smuggled in an illegal alien into Trump's State of the Union address, then had his chief of staff harbor the illegal in Moulton's office to shield him from police. Harboring an illegal is a federal felony. Arrests need to be made in our laws, or our laws are meaningless. And so here's the guy. How did he get through the door? Were they not get IDs? What's happening here? I don't know. Were they not taking IDs and wanding? I'm sure they were wanding people, make sure nobody had any weapons or anything. Good God. But this guy, the senator, smuggles this guy in. Look at this. This Homeland Security plans to bring illegal alien Marcio Gomes de Silva. Gomes de Silva is an illegal alien who has no right to be in our nation. We are committed to enforcing the law and fighting the unrest, for the arrest and detention and removal of aliens like him. Well, I think they moved him to another room and he watched it on a television show. Gnomes was escorted out of the chamber by Moulton's chief of staff, Nisi Saras, I don't know, Scherz, who drove Gnomes to Washington, was concerned about the heavy law enforcement presence while the teen was alone in the House gallery without his phone. Gnomes watched the rest of the speech in Moulton's office. Wow. So he was concerned for the boy's safety. Why'd you bring him there in the first place? You did it as some kind of prop. You're prop. Look what I did. I'm defying the law. I'm defying Trump. Yeah, we need to see some arrests in that now, don't we? Oh, do y'all remember Hannah C. Dugan? It's like we already had a judge convicted for aiding an illegal alien to escape authorities. Yep. She was found guilty. This judge here had an alien be sneaking out of the back of her courtroom. Not realizing they had some undercover guys in there, and they were telling their buddies, hey man, he's heading out back. She got busted. She was arrested, and she was found guilty. Now, there is on Law and Crime, if y'all want to go look up this case. They had a segment on it today. I looked at some of it. They had the body cam footage of them going to the house. This is a teenage girl. It is newly released footage. Shows Julie Elger, the transgender teen who murdered her mom and her mother's boyfriend in 2024, talking about how she was angry with her mom for misgendering her before she confessed to the crime. This is an epidemic of trans violence, and it is terrifying. I mean, her mom wasn't playing along with this games. Like she was wanting her mom to call her certain pronouns or call her a different name. And you know, we could blame the schools too, because we've been sitting back. I don't know what the administration can do it, or the lady that's over the education system for the Trump administration. I know they've already gutted half of the Board of Education. They need to get rid of the rest of them, because this has to stop. We have to stop.
Now, as the interview continues,
we have to stop reading books to children that are inappropriate for children, having it in the libraries for them to have access to about gay crap, and then just it being rampant in the schools and stuff, that this type of ideology, I can't even talk ideology, that it made this person, this young girl, hate her mom that much, because her mom wasn't accepting to her delusional it's just insane. This is why I wanted to bring it up, because it's all part of the delusion. This off yourself empathy that the schools probably pretend they have to protect illegal students, to promote going out and protesting, peaceful protesting against ICE, and promoting this delusional ideology that you can change your gender. It's all connected, guys. It's all connected. I liked this. The job of the mainstream media today is to make you think that the views of 10% of the country are actually the views of 90% of the country. You know, I always thought that. I always thought that too, myself, because they would give these stats like, oh, this is what American people want. But since we've got X, we have podcasters, we got just a plethora of places to get information. You have Grok, you have ChatGPT. I would recommend use Grok or get the upgraded version. You can fact check things. You can do your own research. You can look up things. And now the mainstream media doesn't have that stronghold on us anymore. So basically, just a minute portion of the population is probably just retarded, and their ideology is just far left woke retards, right? That they can't make us believe this anymore. I mean, right now, even CNN's own poll showing 80% of Republicans, 75% of Democrats want voter ID. Yes, they can't even hide from it. It's too big. I just stumbled across this today. Blue Zuki Daly, 26, who identifies as a trans, was arrested in New Hampshire for allegedly opening fire on Border Patrol agents after being stopped near the Canadian border. Daly reportedly tried to flee and crashed into a snowbank where law enforcement made the arrest. Daly is now charged with attempted murder charged with attempted murder of a federal officer and assault of a federal officer. So he shot at them, and they shot him, and he's not dead, though. But, wow, this is crazy.
We were forced to break this story late on Sunday night, and it's been tough to get information. It's really been piecemeal. But now we know that this suspect is from Manchester.
A 26-year-old from Manchester is in the hospital tonight after allegedly exchanging fire with Border Patrol in Pittsburgh early Sunday morning. According to an affidavit filed this afternoon, Blue Zeke Daly, who is also known as Cullen Zeke Daly, fired shots at an agent who then returned fire and shot Daly. The FBI says that Daly had been stopped in Stewartstown by the agent, who asked whether Daly used other names. Daly then immediately drove away. Investigators say that officer followed Daly, and when Daly approached the U.S.-Canada border, Daly tried to drive off and started shooting. The officer then returned fire, according to the affidavit, before Daly lost control and ended up in a snowbank. Officers found a handgun and ammunition and is facing several charges, including attempted murder of a federal officer. The FBI is now leading this investigation alongside the U.S. Attorney in New Hampshire.
Now, both of these charges carry up to 20 years in prison, respectively, and fines of up to $250,000. In Manchester, Ariel Metropolis, WMUR, News 9.
Manchester Unite. Well, they're not going to get any money out of him, but he might end up serving. Well, he shot at the police officer, so booyah. Guys, I didn't even know about this. It's like this other stuff. It's like what's taking place in the news. What are they feeding us? Are y'all sick of hearing about... Apparently, Court TV is going to have a segment on tonight of Gunther's Savannah, whatever her name is, his mother, who's still missing. I mean, good God, there's hundreds of people missing, and they're putting all this resources in this. What? Because they got money? It is disgusting. I mean, I'm sorry the woman's missing, but I don't know. I'm thinking family member. What do y'all think? I'm thinking somebody close. So it's a family member. It's always a family member, isn't it? 9 times out of 10, it is. I swear, you really can't make this stuff up. And these people, and if you guys watch the State of the Union address, if you utilize your own critical thinking, what is rational? What is logical? You use your own critical thinking. This guy, Democrat Representative Gil Cinceros, I think that's how you say his name, says it was wrong for Republicans to stand up when President Trump said Congress should be supporting American citizens over illegals. They will double down. And what's scary is there's going to be empty-minded sheep that just follow this. It's unbelievable.
Everybody in that room yesterday, all the members of Congress took an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. And the president's speech was just very performative. And one of the things, most performative things that he tried to do was to kind of like put a thing on Democrats when he said, like, are you going to, everybody, if you think you should be supporting American citizens over illegal immigrants, stand up.
Yeah.
You know, that's wrong, right?
No.
And everybody on that side who stood up knows it's wrong. Everybody in that room.
How is that wrong? Can anybody explain it to me logically? Because I don't. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but if somebody said, hey, we're going to represent American citizens first over illegal aliens, who would not stand for that? This is our country. You're supposed to be protecting us over illegals, sucking up our resources like a parasite. Here's somebody posted a bunch of, these are every face ignored by Democrat ICE during right by all of them. These are people who were killed by illegals, but this person says he is freaking insane. I'm sick of seeing this every day. He said, hell, I'm half scared to even drive on the highway anymore. And you know what? Ever since we've seen all of these accidents, we've seen a handful of them, which is way too many, and they're horrific. They're horrific. And every time now I see an 18-wheeler, guess what I'm doing? I'm looking up, or I'm asking my kid, does he look illegal? We need to get away from this truck. I'm serious. I'm just like the same as this person. I don't know how y'all feel when y'all are driving now. It's like every time an 18-wheeler comes by, it's like, oh my God, is there somebody back there? Because apparently they gave out tens of thousands of them, CDL licenses. So they're still on the road. They still haven't caught them all. They still haven't caught them all, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, I'm afraid. One of them might be drunk, fall asleep, can't read a sign. All right, we're going to look at the video in just a second, but I want to read this to you. This post with this video we're fixing to watch captures of February 2025. So this just happened yesterday. Incident on U.S. Highway 61 near Troy, Missouri, where a semi-truck driven by Abraham Ali traveled southbound in northbound lanes for 3 miles, nearly causing a head-on crash with the poster before police intervened. Ali, a Somalian immigrant with a Minnesota CDL license. Now, I need to get that in there because I want y'all to read this with me. Maybe I need to read it over here because it's better for me to go it for you. With a Minnesota CDL, admitted to authorities he could not read English road signs, leading to a warrant for his arrest and highlighting scrutiny over states issuing commercial licenses to non-English proficiency. Good Lord. Another reason why Minnesota just can't hate America enough now, can they? Wow. This is insane. Could you imagine? Can you imagine driving and seeing this?
How much of a winning issue it is.
18-wheeler going the wrong way down southbound 61.
That's frightening.
He is on the northbound lanes of 61, going the wrong way.
I think that's what happened
you can see, I'm going southbound on 61. He's in the northbound lanes on Highway 61.
So remember the famous footage where obviously he's going the wrong way, and he turns around turns right around. Oh, he's on the freeway. And there's people coming doing 80. And as he turns, boom, the car hits, kills everybody in the car. Y'all remember that? It was a Florida family. And they extradited him to Florida from California. I'm telling you, man, every time I drive now, I'm looking every time a 18-wheeler comes by, I am concerned. I can't be the only one. I'm glad I saw what that guy wrote, because I thought, man, I hadn't even really talked about it to anybody, but I think that. Except my kid when we're in the car. We're like, did he look illegal? Yeah, you could say that, because good Lord. This is crazy. He's getting all that good information. Wow. That's insane, right?
How much?
That is insane. And this was just yesterday. Guys, this is still happening. All right, we're going to wrap it up with this. Holy crap. Secretary Noem just revealed Elon Musk helped find that a few DHS staffers installed spyware on her phone and computer, as well as on the devices of other political hires. These people need to be jailed. They have to be consequences. In addition, Noem and her team found secret, secure rooms with hidden files that we turned over to attorneys. Wow. This person says, I don't care when anyone says the deep state is alive and well. Oh my goodness. What is happening? I was just fixing to just be done with the show today, and then this came up. What is happening?
I can't believe what I found since I've been in this department. I just found the other day a whole room on this campus that was a secret SCIF, secure facility, that had files nobody knew existed. So we just happened to have an employee walk by a door and wonder what it was and started asking questions. We went in there. There was individuals working there that had secret files that nobody knew about on some of these most controversial topics like that. And now I've got that turned over to attorneys, and we're getting to the bottom of what exactly happened there. You know, we have CBP, which is Customs and Border Protection. They know every traveler that comes into this country, every good that comes in. They're the ones who assess and collect all of the tariffs. But the information that they had on travelers that came in during COVID, what our national labs, which I also have national labs under my jurisdiction, they're scientists that participated with that Wuhan lab, how they were traveling back and forth between each other and working on those experiments. It's been eye-opening. And I'll tell you, Patrick, even from the time I came into this office, it was, Elon and his team were extremely helpful to me. They helped me identify that some of my own employees in my department had downloaded software on my phone and my laptop to spy on me.
Stop it.
To record our meetings.
Wow.
They had done that to several of the politicals.
Wow.
And so we ended up bringing in people. And that was something that if you didn't have those technology experts here in the department looking at all of our laptops and our phones and recognizing that kind of software, it would still be happening today. So one of the things I need to do and continue to do is partner with technology companies and experts to bring them in and help us. Because many times in government, and especially in this department, which was extremely neglected, we were just behind and not up to the standard we should be at. I remember the first 4 months, I couldn't even send a PowerPoint over email from the Department of Homeland Security servers that was longer than 6 pages long.
Wow.
So the backwards thinking of protecting our country was extremely detrimental to keeping us safe. And many times the deep state, I think what I tell people most of the time is I always believed when people talked about the deep state before that it existed. I never would have dreamed that it was as bad as it is.
Wow.
It is. I'm still every day trying to dig out people who don't love America, that not just work at this department, but also work throughout the federal government.
They can't hate you enough.
I can't believe
they can't hate you enough. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you like and subscribe, because what is there not to like? And always remember, the learning never stops. And don't forget the never-ending retard book. If you have somebody in mind that could make the retard list of 2026, and at the end of the year, we will do a show on the Book of Retards. It will be fun. And the learning never stops. Like and subscribe. And always remember, never, ever, 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 ever be